BnkrCoin back with another banker update for you guys. Banker sitting at 50.32 mil in market cap, still holding this range, and I'm very impressed with the range that it's holding, right? I still have confidence in Banker because of the community and how much they've built, and they've been building for a long time. They didn't, completely go ghost. They've just been building since their launch, right? They launched around the end of 2024. And they've just been building. I've always had an eye on this project, but I wasn't truly convinced until, it had to move up. Again, the worst market conditions that we've had in a long time. And, the start of the year, Banker was one of the only coins to have, a nice show of strength, right? And that's why I was like, okay, I'm convinced. I think this project has some real steam behind it, right? So we entered on the channel when I talked about it around 36 mil market cap. And it had to move up around the 2x 2.5x to 100 mil market cap. Now it's back to 50 mil market cap, and I still think this project has a potential to 10 to 20x from here, if not more. Like I said, if you research the project, you take a look at their X account, the amount of revenue that they're generating, the amount of things that's happening in their ecosystem. They have made AI agent wallets, AI agent infrastructure, AI frameworks as well. It's a lot going on for Banker, man, and to see where it came from, because I knew about the project in last year 2025, but I was never really convinced. I saw people on X adding the Banker bot and telling them to buy this or sell this, or buy this, sell this, or show me some TA, or launch this project, launch this coin, etc. But I was never really convinced until, again, after the strength it showed, because a lot of projects, you see how Banker had a massive crash going down to the end of 2025. After October 10th, a lot of projects will not recover from that October 10th crash, right? Banker was one of those ones to show strength and recover from that. So I think long term, you got a gem here. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed. So please, guys, none of this financial advice. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. But again, it's listed officially on Coinbase here. It has great liquidity on Coinbase. If the Coinbase whales with their millions of dollars want to swim in the waters of the Banker coin, they got 452 liquidity. Some of the best liquidity where you could buy Banker, right? Other than Uniswap. Even better liquidity than Aerodrome, it looks like, right? So I think Banker is in a good spot here. When retail investors do finally come back to the space, I do think, like I said, my thesis is the first place that they're going to buy, because this is what I did when I first got into the space. The first thing I bought was XRP and Cardano on a centralized exchange, right? That's the first thing I bought. So I think when retail investors do come back, they're not going to know anything about crypto. They're not going to know about, Web 2, Web 3 wallets, not Web 2, Web 3 wallets, hardware wallets, self-custody. They're not going to know any of that. They just want to buy a coin to try to get rich quick, right? That's going to be their mindset when they come to the space. And coins that are on tier 1 exchanges like Coinbase, Robinhood, Binance, Uphold will, in my opinion, get that first initial wave of liquidity, right? So Banker right now sitting under 98k followers. It looks like they just recently had a partnership with Doppel. Doppel is now listed as an official agent on BankerBot. Again, so much happening here. Check it out on the Doppel agent profile. So much is going on for Banker here. Open one API key, one gateway, access to 15 powerful AI models, Banker LLM. So this is ClawProud, another project, successfully, being a part of the BankerBot flywheel, right? The agent self-funding flywheel in action. Earn fees from trading, fees pay for existence. And again, if you take a look at their Dune dashboard or some of the dashboards, you'll see that they're actually generating revenue here with this project, right? Claw.atg as well, a project I think will do extremely well with that Banker partnership and launch through the Banker partnership as well. And the more successful, projects that are AI projects, AI agents, they build, they become successful. The more successful they are, the more successful Banker becomes, in my opinion. That's the thesis. You saw it with Virtual Protocol, you saw it with Pump Fund, you saw it with Hyperliquid, right? Hyperliquid as well. So again, Banker to me personally is in a good spot here. Obviously, guys, like I said, never invest more than you're willing to lose. I think 1 million Banker coins is a good bet to make. $510, gets you 1 million Banker. $510, it's not gonna break your bank. It's not going to put you into debt. Remember, nothing is guaranteed, so things can go, anything in this space could go to zero, right? I could be wrong about this. Always keep that in the back of your mind, okay? This is why I make it very clear when I speak every video that what I say is not financial advice, right? Like I said, I don't have any insider connections. I don't have any, paid from any of these projects. I'm not getting paid. I just see the project, I research. If I like it, I buy some, I share it on the channel with y'all and let y'all know in the Discord. I'm like, okay, this looks cool to me. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I gotta accept the L. You know how many L's I've taken in crypto? I've taken so many L's. I'm not perfect. I'm not the best trader. I'm just doing my best and sharing that with you guys, right? So again, Banker to me personally in a good spot. 1 million Banker coins again could potentially become $5,000 to $10,000, if not maybe 20,000, 30,000 in the future, right? A $2 to $3 billion market cap for Banker, possible, right? It's not impossible, but again, if you have profits, say for example, Banker goes to 3 to 500 mil, what is that? 2 zeros 3 to 2 zeros 5. You take some profits off the table, right? And then you hold a percentage of your Banker for the potential, move to Valhalla. Smartest bet to make. That way you don't feel like, oh, I sold too quick, I'm missing out on gains, right? You hedge your bets. Be as strategic as possible. The better you get in the space, the more successful you are. Every trade you're good, as long as your wins outweigh your losses, you're in a good spot, in my opinion. So Banker right now, like I said, holding this floor very great. I love to see that, and I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. None of this is financial advice. Join my Discord, follow me on X, and subscribe to my Clips channel as well. All in the description. Really helps out when you guys support those links. It really does. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one.